Alrighty, so last year on the 16th of December, I posted a video updating my sort of account, like showing off like my account progress and everything, and I had just made it to 10 million box CC, which was a big momentous occasion. Everybody kind of wants to hit that 10 million mark because it's the first double-digit million, and yeah, it's kind of a big deal. So obviously, it has been pretty much a whole year. I am now at 14.6 million box CC, so I almost 1.5x'd my progress, which is pretty impressive. I think by the end of the next festival, which starts in a couple of days, I will hopefully be able to reach 15 million. I know that that might sound like a lot of progress to make, like that's 350,000 box CC that I need to make up, but they've been giving out a ton of free gear, and I've been working on the box a lot more, and with any extra materials and stuff like that that they end up giving out, I think I might be able to reach it in time. So I don't know exactly, you know, I'm not 100% sure if we'll be able to do it, but I think that'll be a pretty big momentous occasion as well, because you know, the top accounts and stuff on global are at like 17 million, and I feel like being only 2 million behind, I mean only 2 million, is actually not that bad. So I feel like we've got quite a bit of progress done this year. I'm very happy with how everything's sort of sitting at the moment. I've mainly been working on super awakening my characters and level 100ing my characters. If you don't know, I think it's been like this for a while, but all of my characters at this point are level 90, even the suicide units like Liz and Frowdrin. I have just went ahead and just said, I don't care. I don't even use that strat anyway for, you know, any sort of PvP teams or anything, so I don't care if I can't use the suicide strats, it's fine. I mean, I guess if I really need to, I can just try to take the gear off of them or something, but it's pretty cheesy. I don't typically like to go for ult rush strats anyway. Personal opinion, of course, do whatever you like to do, but I feel like it'll give me more benefit. Just go ahead and, you know, leveling these characters up instead for box CC instead of gets out. I never use them. So anyways, we're at level 90. My lowest SA, you know, levels are, I think, 2-star. So if I go to Awakening right here, I should have 2-star characters. I've only got a couple of 2-stars, actually. I've only got 5 of these. I counted it earlier. I have 60 characters that need to be SA'd still, like they're missing Super Awakening stars. And then I think I'm missing 54 characters from level 100. So there's still a good amount of progress to be done, but I'm pretty sure there's closer to 300 characters in the game now. So I would say that you know, me being this close is it feels really good, and I don't think that it's going to matter too much, because by the time I finish this stuff up, I think that there's going to be still more stuff that I'll need to work on. They don't do holy relics as often as I wish they would, but I do pretty much make those as soon as they come out. The LR characters is another thing. You know, they do a new LR character roughly every 2 months at the moment. They have been giving out a lot more LR seals lately. I'm literally maxed out, ready for the next one to drop. But we'll see how that goes. I don't know if they're planning on starting to release more of those, you know, like more often or whatever the case may be. But I know that they're supposed to be raising the cap where you can hold more than 100. And they have been giving out roughly like 10 LR seals per event that they've been doing. I don't know if that's going to be how they do it in the future, but I think during this festival there's been like 90, I want to say, maybe 70 to 90 or something like that, LR seals that they've just given out through events and login bonuses and all kinds of different stuff like that. So they've been very gracious with the LR seals, so I can only imagine they might try to throw an extra one in there or something at some point, so that way you know, have more to use. But either way, I am completely caught up on the, I think if we do combat class, I think all of my LRs should be at the top. Well, if I do descending. But I do have all of the current LRs, which is fantastic. I'm very happy to be caught up. It's like, it feels really bad sometimes for me to get, like, whenever they drop a brand new LR and I'm like 2 weeks away from getting the LR coins that I need to be able to grab them as soon as they come out, because obviously me doing content and stuff on the game, I'd love to be able to showcase that kind of stuff as soon as possible. And even though Gon is like super cool guy and he lets me showcase them on his account, I feel like showcasing them on the 17 million box CC account is it's a little skewed, you know. It's kind of big, kind of a big difference, because he has so many more stats than I do. So, you know, it's not always the most realistic showcase. I do enjoy, you know, like doing sort of showcases on his account from time to time, just because it is kind of like crazy to see the difference in like a very high tier top level account compared to my own, which I mean I'm slowly building up to that point. I don't think I'll ever be like a top player because I don't spend that much money on this game, but I think I've come a long way in the 4 years that the game has been out, which is fantastic. So Box CC has been good, of course. I've almost gotten, or I guess I've at least gotten 4.6 million Box CC in the year, or in this year, which I think is pretty good. I think honestly a lot of that is going to come from just mainly gear stuff. I mean, obviously there's new characters and stuff like that coming out all the time, but you know, just making sure that you have, you know, gear on all of these characters. I did just do a Box CC or sort of combat class guide earlier this week, so if you want to check that out, I go over more in depth on like how I sort of try to work on the gear and stuff like that for these characters and what I do to try to boost Box CC and everything. And to be honest with you, once I reached around 13 million, which is where you stop getting the HP increases from your account CC buff, I stopped kind of worrying as much about grinding Box CC. At this point, I'm just worrying about leveling my characters up, super awakening my characters, and then, of course, like when a new character drops, I will put an HP defense set on them, or if they're a brand new character that doesn't have a gear set yet, or I plan on using them a lot or whatever, I'll make UR gear for the character. So, I mean, I am working on new characters. I typically level 100 fully SA a new character as soon as they drop, but going back through working on a lot of these really old characters is very time consuming. It is very long drawn out process, of course, which I'm sort of just undertaking. So I've been working on super awakening these characters that I don't really use, level 100ing them when I get the chance, and that has honestly helped a ton, so that's great. Constellation-wise, I did finish Gluttony this year, which was fantastic. That was a huge boost. I think it was like 5 to 6k CC or something like that, just from finishing that Constellation, because you do get a bonus once you actually complete the Constellation, which is where some of that comes from. 6k HP, 480 defense, and 400 attack is kind of a big deal. That is quite a bit of a boost. And then I don't think anybody is even close to finishing Pride yet. We're going to need a lot more characters and stuff in the game before you can get enough GP to finish this thing. So I'm on the same Constellation as like the higher tier players, which feels cool. I mean, that's cool and all. I've always been kind of in the conundrum, like as a content creator, I like to be able to make more realistic sort of showcases and stuff. So even though I don't push for like high ultimate levels and everything on my characters, you know, the Box CC does make a really big difference. Your Constellation makes a really big difference. So my CC, like my actual stats and stuff like that, are not what I would call like on par with the average player anymore. It's kind of gotten to the point where I'm considered to be in the whale territory, and it's funny because I've basically spent the same amount of money the entire time I play the game. Like I buy the weekly and monthly subscription bundles. I do buy costumes for like brand new characters whenever they come out. At this point, I used to not buy them like as soon as they would come out. I'd maybe buy like one costume if it was a character I really wanted to use, but I do buy costumes for new characters when they come out, and then very seldomly, like from time to time, I'll buy like a random bundle or something like that if it has good value. And speaking of random bundles that have good value, I've really been thinking about buying, I think it's under this one right here, there is a Super Awakening bundle that comes with 45 Super Awakening coins, and I really want to buy it, but I don't think I'm going to, just because it's gonna, like, once I get completely caught up, and all of my characters are level 100, and all of my characters are Super Awakening 6, I feel like I'm going to be really bored. So I'm going to try to prolong this this sort of grind that I've been working on, so that way I don't just give up and have nothing else to work towards. The new festival, from my understanding, from the info that they've given us in the dev notes and everything, they should be adding some sort of new feature that we're going to have to work on for some characters. I don't know exactly how many characters are going to get it day one, or like what kind of, how many people are going to get it per wave of, you know, whatever. But they did say in the dev notes that we're supposed to be getting some sort of new character enhancement feature with the new game mode that's supposed to be coming out, the new boss fight with the Demon King or whatever, in the next update. So I think it's that update, I hope, but we'll see how big of a deal that is. Obviously, that'll be something else that I'll have to kind of work on over time, but it shouldn't be too much longer before I've got the box completely filled up, which is great. I do still have every character. I do at least one rotation on every banner, or I say at least. Sometimes, if I can get away with the character, like, for example, the new Red Roxy banner, I literally pulled her before the 300 mark. I don't need any other characters on that banner. I really could care less about the ultimate levels on those characters. Just stops outright right there. I just try to make sure to grab at least one copy of each character because I always go by the motto, you know, you can't use a character you don't have. So just making sure that I have them for showcases or whatever the case may be has been a really big contributing factor, just because like I have all of the characters in the game except for the 3 PvP top 100 exclusive characters, of course. That does contribute a lot to my extra like box CC and stuff, because I mean, you know, just having a character to put gear and stuff on, that's going to be an extra little chunk of CC that you gain, you know, blah blah blah. There's a whole thing there. So that is really nice. Very happy to have all of the characters in the game, to be honest. It's very, very cool. Even if I don't have the top 100 characters, they're all basically like trophy units that are actually really bad. They're not good units to have or anything like that. Like, they're not useful. They would be a little bit extra box CC, but the grind in top 100 is so sweaty, it's not worth it to me. So that's kind of where I'm at. My CC, I think if I pull this video back up, my geared CC, this I think was my like highest CC team, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't really look like it would be my highest CC team if I'm being completely honest with you, but I had 364k CC. If I go to auto set, which I don't know, yeah, this is just literally all the LRs, and they're all on attack crit at the moment. Just out of curiosity, let me change these characters to HP defense. I'm gonna throw on some CC food just to see what the CC is, because I'm actually kind of curious. But we'll see what my max CC is. Okay, so with HP defense on everybody, we're at 380, and then if I throw on CC food as well, we are at 426, which is pretty insane. With the Sins team, specifically if I'm on all HP defense, I think I was only at like 415, so the LRs actually do make quite a bit of difference when it comes to stats, so that's actually pretty interesting. Unfortunately, I already have the CC food active at the moment, but in geared PvP, like ungeared PvP, I've been using the Sins team, and I'm roughly at 254. Honestly, it's pretty impressive. Like, Zeldris is kind of old at this point, like not a very like high CC character. I mean, he's an okay CC character, don't get me wrong, but like he's definitely not as high as some of the more modern characters are. Having an LR on this team obviously does contribute quite a bit. She's 6'6". I've recently got him 4'6", and he's a newer character, so he has good CC. But I feel like my PvP CCs and stuff like that are phenomenal. I do get out CC'd from time to time, of course. It's not like I'm guaranteed to go first or anything where I'm at, but you know, depending on the team that I'm using or whatever, I still lose like a good fair share of games, if I'm being completely honest with you. I've lost one game out of the 2 that I've played this week, which I'm recording this on Tuesday, so I've not played that much, but geared PvP, I've lost 2 out of the 6 matches that I played. I mean, I still lose. I mean, it's not like just me being able to go first and stuff is a guaranteed win. I'm not like a pro player or anything by any means, so I still make my fair share of mistakes and everything, but I do think that the account has come a long way this year. I think it's a really cool thing. They've given out just a ton of free gear and stuff like that from the festival, which was great. And, you know, it just all kind of adds up over time. It's not something that you can just do overnight, of course. I've been playing the game I've been playing the game since the game came out on Global, so almost 4 years now, if not a little over 4 years, I think. It'll be 4 years in March, if I'm not mistaken, for Global. So it's been a long time. So it just all sort of builds up over time, and you get to see it kind of unfold, of course. It feels good to continue playing the game and everything this long. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it sort of progresses. New festivals right around the corner. They're supposed to be going into 4 nights content, I think, sometime this next year. I don't know 100% sure how that's going to go, but it sounds cool. Hopefully they'll put some, you know, cool new things in the game and everything like that. But overall, I'm pretty happy. 1 year's progress, 4.6 million, you know, box CC added on, and I think we hit a couple of milestones, which was great. The channel's doing good. I'm very happy with it. I mean, I still consider this to be just like kind of a hobby. Like, I don't make like a ton of money on this channel or anything. So just the fact that, I mean, the game, because of you guys like viewing the videos and stuff like that, the game pays for itself. Like, you guys like supporting the content and stuff like that, I'm able to buy the stuff that I use for the videos and everything like that. So it literally, it just all pays for itself, which is fantastic. I do appreciate you guys, so much. We hit 16 million not too long, or 16,000 subs recently, which was phenomenal. Just very happy with a year's worth of progress. So, I mean, should be ending off on a good note, I think. The new festival starts right around the corner. Everything should be a fun time. So, here's to another year. I don't know exactly. I mean, who knows? Anything could happen, of course, in a year's time. But interested to see you guys next year around this time. So, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your account progress over the last year. If you hit some cool milestones, or if there's some cool stuff you've been working on, or it's a slow process, like I said. So, let me know what you got going on your account. But thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow.